Hey guys, how many doors have been closing on you guys lately? Because I could tell you a whole lot have been closing on our end over here on both podcasts. But as we go through our endeavors, we must continue to strive and move forward. Today our topic is going to be about if you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of the Book Podcast. Welcome everyone to season 3 of the Bump Podcast. I'm your host Shamir, here with my co-host and beloved brother Nabil.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us on our first episode of the new season. We're so excited to bring today's episode to your attention, whether it's here watching us on YouTube or listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the ringle-dingle-dingle.
That's right.
And follow us on all our social platforms, like Nabil just said. We're going to start off this season with a wonderful topic, which is obviously to not give up, no matter how many times the door closes.
So essentially, if you're tired of starting over, just never give up.
For sure.
And like you just mentioned right before we hit record, like it's okay if you start over. It's the continuous amount of times you decide to quit and start over. For sure. That's not good. That's
exactly.
Not good. Let's be honest, just for a little laughs and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second time we record this episode.
Oh my!
We're pretty much starting over. So honestly, it's not like we're gonna say everything verbatim like we did in the first episode.
Yeah.
For some reason, I have failed our podcast because the battery was charged, so we thought, and it ran out of juice real quick.
Usually it lasts a lot longer.
Yes.
I mean, it's gone for at least an hour sometimes. And,
correct.
You know,
and for some reason, after 30 minutes, it just died on us. Didn't save the file, and so here we are recording it.
Yeah, we only have the audio file, so here we are, but it's okay. Today's election day as well.
By the time you're watching this, we'll already have a winner.
A winner, an award. Did they mention a check?
There is a check for them.
Oh, yeah. Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they definitely got.
I'm sure, Mr.
For if you guys didn't know, last time I checked, when it was the Obama presidency, they make around $400,000 a year as the president. I think that's
$400,000 a year, huh?
A low number to run this damn country.
That and for the lack of sleep those people get. Those people don't sleep until after they're done being president.
I think I was seeing a video of the Nelk boys, the Canadians. Mm-hmm. They were on Trump Air Force One, and they were hanging out with Trump, and they were saying
I've seen Trump's Air Force One once.
Yeah, and they were saying how he hasn't taken a break on his campaigns, while Kamala is taking 2-3 day breaks in between her trips and stuff like that. So
people work differently.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody has their own work ethic.
Yeah, it is.
Let's get to our topic. You want to break it down a bit?
Yes. Okay, so we're going to touch upon the first part of this topic today. To begin doing something again. Essentially, again, that's literally starting again, which we just described. It's not a bad thing to start over again. Mm-hmm. Have a fresh start. But to constantly the repetition of starting over and over and over and over again because of poor choices you're making, that's what's a no-no, only because then you're staying stagnant, you're not progressing, and you're not growing in the process. And so what is this cycle that you're in that you can't seem to break? That's a question you have to ask yourself on a day-to-day basis and figure out what you can do to work on it and change. Yeah. So keep that in mind, because we don't want you to be like, oh, well, I've started over again and again and again, and I still don't have my life together. You can fail many times and start over many times. Just don't make it a habit where you do it for every single thing and every part of the different seasons you're in your own personal life. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you'll stay stagnant and you'll be complaining about it forever. The concept of starting over, right? Some people call it a do-over, a clean slate, or sometimes a New Year's resolution. But it's an inevitable part of the human experience. We're all called to start anew throughout our lives, sometimes in small ways, sometimes in big ways, sometimes by choice, and sometimes out of necessity. And the reason we're talking about this today is because we're both in a season where this has happened to us. And even with this whole election thing, we're going to start anew, right? Whichever party wins, whether it's with Trump, well, we're starting fresh with Trump again. And if it's with Kamala Harris, it's a new process because of everything that she's going to bring to the table. She would be the first female president. And you know, she's on top of that, of her own party too that she's representing, she'll be the first female to have achieved that too. So all this to say that, you know, there's going to be different seasons in your life where you're going to have to start anew out of the different bullet points, if you will, of why that it needed to happen, whether it's out of necessity or big things, small things coming through, or a choice you made, so on and so forth. Before we go to the other topic, which is the never giving up part, why was it important to you to bring this topic to today's episode?
Yeah, definitely. Lately, I've been applying for different universities to continue my bachelor's degree. I'm actually trying to do a master's is my goal.
That's awesome. That's
one of my life goals. And I've been getting denial after denial. Everything's a criminal record. They use different types of language and ways to paint it. And they've told me, you know, you haven't finished your credits, but then it's just like at the same time, it's like,
well, no, I think it's important that you read one of the letters. We're not going to mention the schools, but I think it's important that you guys read for Shamir to read the letter to all of you. Because it's more than just, it's your background. It's your background history. You know, once you pull it up here.
Yeah. It literally says, Dear Shamir Carrillo, thank you for your interest in attending such university.
School.
After careful consideration, your application for admissions and criminal background check, the enrollment committee at university regrets they must decline your application for admissions. The enrollment committee works diligently to recommend qualified students who share a high standard of excellence and professionalism. Unfortunately, not all applicants can be accepted. This university actually has a lawsuit against them because of that, because they're supposedly acceptance rate is 100%, which it's not. This person is also a felon. You could look it up online, different universities that do the same thing. For those felons out there that are going through these situations, just hang in there. There's always going to be a college that accepts you. And again, you know, if you knock on the door 3, 4, 5 times and it's not working, then maybe consider doing something else. For sure, you can't just stay stuck on something that's, you know, won't open. You know, at least in this country, unless you move somewhere else. I don't know.
Opportunities are everywhere. That's true.
So, you know, I'm just what I am doing is I am changing my degree to digital marketing from economics to kind of maneuver in a different way. Regardless is the business that I'm creating as well, because that's another thing. Job opportunities are terrible for me. Unless I want to go work for McDonald's, Burger King, or any fast food chain.
They'll probably turn you down to just for laughs and giggles.
Some might, who knows? But I don't want to work for them because I know I deserve better, and I have a lot more experience in other things too.
Should we tell them about the last job opportunity, the last job you applied for, and they turned you down because they said they found someone more suitable?
What job was that one?
The one across the street over here.
Oh yeah, Planet Fitness, definitely. Yes, Planet Fitness. I had applied a while back for them, and yeah, they ended up denying me because they found someone more suitable to clean restrooms and all the amenities within the gym. So the reason I mentioned them is just because that's just wow.
The reason I brought it up to Shamir so he could bring it up to this podcast is because of the simple fact that it sounds so ridiculous. Can you pull up that email again, please? I want it. Yes.
Okay.
It sounds so ridiculous when they told him, thank you. They told him that they found someone more suitable to clean the bathrooms, to clean where the dumbbells go. Yeah. What?
This is America. Don't catch you slipping.
Is that Childish Gambino?
I love Childish Gambino.
All to tie this into as well, I found it hilarious how it says the enrollment committee works diligently to recommend qualified students who share our high standard of excellence
And professionalism.
What does that even mean? And I'm saying that because you could have people who have clean backgrounds, who've never committed a crime, or rather have never been caught committing a particular crime, and they get a good opportunity. But then someone who did their time, has owned up to their mistakes in the eyes of the court of law, and in everything that covers law in the United States of America, and is still dealing with those repercussions. Sure, doesn't get an equal opportunity to try and have a better future, and to show the world, listen, what I did was wrong. I'm trying to right my wrongs right now, but you're still condemning me. But if I commit another crime, then I'm the bad person because all of you guys decided to shut the door in my face.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's laughable to me because we all need to pay for our sins, right? And I could go down a whole rabbit hole of, that's why Jesus sacrificed and shed his blood for us and da-da-da-da. And some of you will hear it and some of you will not hear it. If you don't want to hear it, that's fine. That's your problem. But I say all this to say that we all deserve this particular opportunity, especially if you've done things wrong and you're trying to progress and move forward. If you're trying to be a more civilized person in society, you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight for what you want. And this one's fighting. And when he got that email, he texted me about it and I was on my way to work. And I just felt it through the text that he felt disappointed. My heart broke because I was just like, wow, he's got one foot in the door because they gave him a student ID. And then that's when they put the brakes on hard and just were like, nah, you're not qualified to be in our facility, in our university.
Yeah, and it's okay, at the end of the day.
And that's where this topic came in.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then, at the end of the day, I've been able to learn how to manage the no's in my life and turn them into positives. And, I also
so how do you do that? Explain to somebody who hasn't been able to do that.
It gives me the strength to keep pushing forward other than my son and my girlfriend and, having a roof to take care of and all these things. I think that, you have to evaluate your situation and be like, am I going to let these universities or people determine who I am, how my future is going to go, or am I just going to continue to look for reasons to complain, to feel bad, to feel down and negative and depressed? Or am I really going to, be like, I know who I am. I know the amount of work that I've put in, the amount of reading, the amount of education that I've done on my end, other than, because that's another thing. The production of this podcast, the ideas, all these things that I've been able to build with you, to bring it to all you guys. Ain't not a single university teach me anything. I've gone to YouTube University and read online a bunch of different articles and things on how to produce and how to create these things and use different applications and programs. So I'm already in the door of digital marketing and all these things, not just by this type of production, but also by putting in work when they ask me a bunch of questions, and even on their questionnaire that they do, because that's another thing in that university, they ask a questionnaire to see how literate you are with computer programs and stuff like that. So I ended up getting 100% on that because it's just like, I know how to work with, Excel and Word and all these things. I know how to work with Final Cut Pro, which is one of the main programs they use other than Premiere Pro with Adobe, I think it is.
Yes.
And I know how to work with a bunch of other stuff to do thumbnails and logos and all these things. So it's just like, bro, what you're talking about, And then there's a lot of these kids that are going to go into the university that don't know anything. And a lot of them I've seen, whether friends or people that that I know, have gone to this university and literally walk out with a degree but don't have a job
Nothing.
don't pursue anything at all with the career. So it's just like, I know where I'm going to be in life. So that's one of the main things that when I evaluate myself in these situations, they hurt at the moment, but then I'm just like, hold on, wait, let me fix this, because I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of doing, and I know what I bring to the table. And I know I am way more hungry than a lot of these people in local society that are trying to attend college or university. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not even just that, like on my downtime, like if I'm alone, I'm reading something, I'm watching a video, I'm learning how to do these things. That so many people tell me, like, bro, you know how to do this, you know how to do that. Like, what do you got going on with your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really cool. When I was speaking to the advisor yesterday for the new program and stuff like that in the college that I'm in right now, she's like, you know how to do all these things, you know, like, good job for you. She's like, that's exactly why you need to go to graduation now in December.
Right.
Because she's like,
I
you
like
need
how
to
she
pat
said that
yourself
to you.
in the back. She's like, you know, she's got a degree in psychology. And she's like, you know, this is why I have this job, to talk to students like you, to listen to y'all's story. And it's those things that just motivate you, because it's like, it's not what I want to hear. It's just the reality of my life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you guys got to do the same and put in the work. And let's say you don't have the support system that I have, which is a blessing and a half that I have a support system. But for those that don't, work hard, you know, just find your ways and continue to, you know, do your research and your due diligence in order to whatever career path you're trying to do, whether if it's college or acting in a Bill's, place, or whatever you're trying to do your research and find a way. Try to you know, become an engineer of your own life, and pave a way.
Definitely.
You know, look for reasons for someone to give you that yes, because that's another thing I said when we were recording yesterday. This episode is, you know, those no's are just that one step closer to that yes.
Yeah.
To someone saying, yes, I'm going to give you an opportunity. You deserve it. You deserve a second chance. This past weekend, we were at a friend's engagement party, and I was surrounded. Invited. Oh, sorry, man.
That's fine.
And we were around a lot of, you know, rich people in society, people that have companies, that own companies, that are business owners, that are, you know, just a place to network. And, you know, I was talking to our friend's father. He works for Duke Energy, but he was the engineer for the power grid in the University of Central Florida. He's a very prestigious guy. He's very, very quiet, very collective, but a guy that's very smart, that has a lot of background to him. He's also a real estate investor and a lot of other things. And as I was talking to this guy, he's like, you know, you deserve an opportunity, because you obviously, it's been over 6 years since you've done your last crime. You have a family, you have a podcast, you hold yourself accountable for all these things.
Yeah.
So you deserve an opportunity. I'm looking forward to hearing and talking more to you as you progress, because I know you deserve an opportunity. So it's just like, there are people out there that are willing to give you a chance. You just have to look for it. You can't just sit at home and be like, well, I'm afraid, because that's another thing. I've felt some type of way at times where I'm like, you know, do I really want to go out there and apply for a new job? Do I really want to go out there and apply for a new college? Do I really want to go out there and look for a new opportunity, even though 75-80% chance that my denial rate is there?
Yeah, right.
You know, but that's a personal decision that I've made, to be like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna go search for my dreams, and by the time my son is, you know, 5-6 years old, where he starts to comprehend what's going on in my life, he's like, my dad is a hero. My dad is a guy that is pushed forward through all adversity, no matter what. So
I like that. That's really good.
Thank you, mate.
Which all ties into the never giving up portion, which is the second part of our title for today. I mean, never give up is pretty self-explanatory, right? It's to keep trying and never stop working for your goals. Some bullet points that I want to bring in the never giving up part, the attitude that we should have. And I don't want to belittle anyone who gives up, because we both have given up in different areas of our lives. And excuse me, sometimes that could eat away at us, and sometimes that could actually motivate us to be able to leap forward with confidence and with strength and with certainty that we will be able to accomplish whatever aspiration or goal or plans that we have come to mind. One of the most important thing is believing in yourself.
For sure.
Especially when you feel like you can't do it. You're not alone. You have your Lord and Savior upstairs that's with you, guiding you, step at a time, whether you believe or not. He is there because he says so in Scripture. And again, that means having faith in your abilities to be able to do whatever it is you want to do and accomplish. Accepting failure. Failure is one of the most vital instruments that we need in our lives, because that's what teaches us to obviously not do whatever we failed in again. It'll teach us to become more prepared for the next time we try to attempt something, that we don't do the exact same thing. So it sets you up for multiple things. You have to learn how to adapt in your failures. Living your life. You have to live your life to the fullest. It means pursuing your passions and living the kind of lifestyle that you want to live. You have to work at it. Maintaining your values, right? Not compromising on your most important values. For me, it's my relationship that I have with God, and what that lifestyle means to me. And no matter what situation I'm in, I don't compromise that. I stick to that. That's why on this podcast, whether you check me out as soon as I talk about God or you don't, hopefully you're willing to listen and see where it is that I'm coming from, and see how my thought process and my personality is kind of framed. And it's I am who I am because of my relationship with God, because of my studies of the Bible, the way I try to live my life, trying to be a good person day in and day out, without trying to compromise that. Mm-hmm. And then last but not least is having hope, right? Hope that you can achieve your dreams. Like you have to be able to envision it. You have to be able to see it. Whether you close your eyes and you're sleeping, or whether you're literally just awake and you're just kind of looking out in nature, or looking at, your son and just being like, man, I know I can do this. I know I can do it. I can see myself literally, having my degree and having my profession and being able to enjoy my profession and being able to enjoy the fruit of that labor that you've committed into. So the question out there for you guys is literally like, where do you feel like you guys have given up on? And if you have, has it been a forever type of thing, or did you bounce back and say to yourself, no, listen, I was able to bounce back because I had this one particular person tell me, no, you can do this, Y and Z, or a whole group of people uplifted you, whatever it is. Like, we are genuinely curious, so we want to hear from you guys. Make sure to comment down below and start that conversation with us, because we want to hear all about it, and maybe you guys might teach us something that we didn't really think about throughout all of this.
We always, every time I talk to a new person in society, I always like to hear everybody's positive moments, but I feel like social media is just so oversaturated of I wouldn't say a fake lifestyle, but like, you don't see the progress of many people, or the downfalls, or like, I'm currently going through this situation. I had a person recently that said, hey, take a break from the podcast. It's good for people to miss you. And I understand that. We spoke, Nabil and I spoke about it, but I'm just like, we must continue, because my goal and our goal here at the podcast, we're like, let's set a full year consistent every Wednesday. Bam, see where we get to, see how many followers we get, see how many views we get total, in general, with all the videos and
we
the,
have
the,
gone
the reels.
almost a year strong in January.
In January, went in a month, technically another month after this one, we're already in a whole year, and
it's wild.
Yeah, and I've had when I went to pick up my son at daycare yesterday, one of the ladies, another lady told me, she's like, hey, I was listening to you guys' reel, and it made me go to the most recent video, and I started listening to you guys. You guys got really good topics, and just those little things that you don't even expect someone to see you, or to think that's hitting the follow button, or just watching a video.
Did she follow us?
I told her, hey, if you aren't following, hit the follow button and subscribe definitely on YouTube.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I will. Don't worry.
This applies to all of you too, watching and listening to us.
For sure. And, at the end of the day, those are the things that give me that motivation to be like, it's that one person turns into 2, 3. Next thing you know, it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And again, it takes more than 1 year to complete anything in life. So,
but if you get over that 1 year
that
hump,
1 year hurdle, I'm like, that's what I always said about like prison, for example. If I could do prison, I could do anything. And I was like, okay, if I could do school, I'm going on my 3rd year now of school. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like,
that's crazy too. Time flies.
Super, super. And I haven't had a summer off, so I've had the whole year worth of school. Bam, 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 just knocking it through.
And between you had like what, a week or 2 maybe off? Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, just whatever spring break is and whatever the summer term to August is, which is about no more than 2 weeks for sure. So I haven't really had my breaks, but that's the point, because it's just like I'm working now. So when I'm in my 40s, 50s, I'm just like, okay, now I reaped and now I sowed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And I believed in God. I believed in the process. I believed in myself.
Yeah.
All those things that you had on that list just now that you said is what I'm working with. And at the end of the day, am I making great money right now? No. But I know that the time that we're putting into not just the podcast, but everything else we're doing, it's going to continue to flourish. Why? Because people are seeing us. People are recognizing that we are consistently doing something. And that's the goal for you guys to continue to do as well. You started something, continue it. Don't stop. And it's what we always project here on the podcast and even behind the cameras. The other day I was talking to Nabil and I'm like, hey, what's going on with your agency? How's that going? How's your auditions going? And he told me, he's like, hey, and he just came from recording a commercial.
Literally just came back.
It'll come out soon. We won't say what it is, but we're definitely
it's not
that's
a big
something
deal
I think
either.
but I think it's something that we should post on whenever it comes out. That video of that week, be like, hey, this is the commercial he did. Whether if it was a main role, extra, whatever.
Right. But
he's putting in work, because that's the point. We want to show proof as well that what we're saying on here is actual things that are happening to us, and it's testimony. But yeah, continue to stay highly motivated, guys. Continue to look forward, and like Jelly Roll said when he won the CMA award for best male artist, he was like, there's a reason why the front glass of a truck is bigger than the rear view mirror, because what's in front of you is more important than what's behind you. It was in between those.
Roll that jelly.
I love Jelly Roll. And he's an ex-convict. Shout out to all my convicts out there. We love you guys. And if you're not a convict, like I said as well,
even better.
And you're going through if you're going through a situation where you feel like giving up, keep pushing forward, because remember that every time you give up, you got to start from zero again. And it's okay to start from zero, like we said earlier, but try to push through that adversity, because sometimes the storm only lasts. Think about like hurricanes and stuff. Hurricanes last 2-3 days. Yes, it could be terrible in the amount of hours that it is and the destruction it does. And as long as you push through it, it's never forever thing. It's temporary. Keep pushing through.
Yeah, like all good things and bad things, it's always temporary. It's just about what we do with it that just either makes or breaks us. Yeah. So good old Winston Churchill. Have you heard of Winston Churchill?
I did partially yesterday, so hopefully I could hear the full thing today.
Yeah. Winston Churchill once said, never give up on something that you can't go a day without thinking about. And it was funny because it was just, when he asked me about like my agency and auditions and stuff, I was just like, yeah, I'm not booking anything. I'm not. And then someone else had asked me too about that recently. And then yesterday I got the email that I had gotten. I booked the commercial. I was just like, yo, look at this. This is awesome. Mm-hmm. And there have been days where I just want to throw in the towel and be like, look, I guess I'm not good enough. Like it sucks. And it wasn't a principal role necessarily, but still I got camera time. Yeah. And on-set and experience, and I got to, meet the director, and the director was super cool, and most of the crew members, they were all really nice too, and accommodating, and so perseverance will take us further than giving up. Indeed. So we want to make sure that you guys don't give up. Those of you guys who have some sort of roadblock in your way, whether it is being a convict or whether, you know, you never went to college just because school wasn't necessarily for you, like it wasn't for me, like it just, school was always so hard for me, and I never really liked it, just because rarely did teachers ever try to make it fun or explain the importance of why education is important in our lives.
Right.
I understand that now through experiences in life, and education is super important, but at the same time you have to kind of measure, okay, what is it that I want?
Yeah, like your niche, like what do you want to educate yourself in?
Right, and
not
how good are you?
College, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, whether it is in college or not, correct. You know, if it is, then that's phenomenal. It's even nicer to have a degree that's just like, yes, this person is experienced in this area.
I just feel like the word education, they should just really just tie it into like learning. Like learning is the word that breaks down education essentially. Like,
correct.
You have to learn your career path well in order to be good at it. And whether, like we're saying, whether if it does have a degree behind it or something in paper that's like, I know how to do this, then awesome. But you know, if you know, I've seen documentaries and stuff of people that don't even have a title, but they're really great at what they've learned so far in that career path. Yeah, that they've landed jobs in that career path. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that I've seen at Google, and one of the books that I read recently. From employees of Google, a lot of them haven't had degrees, but they're just really good in computer work or whatever they're doing in that path, that they've shown that they have literacy and understanding of that career.
And something similar might happen to you too. You know, only time will tell.
Yeah, for sure. I think that honestly, I what I'm trying to do with my business and all that stuff, I want to freelance. I want to be able to build my brand and the things that I'm trying to do especially, but we're trying to work with a lot of whether corporation or local companies to be able to promote them through social media marketing and all that. So that's definitely why I'm going down that path instead. I love economics and I love numbers, but I think that my niche is more there. And you know that when I put my voice like this, and I feel like I sound like somebody that could be on the radio, you know.
Yeah.
So and when I really put emphasis in my voice and my character, I think that I could do good at like a commercial of like selling a car or just I don't want to be a radio host, but definitely, you know, building this podcast up, it'll definitely be a good goal to accomplish.
Yeah.
So I just feel like my voice, like voiceover is definitely cool, but I don't want to be an actor. You know, that's not my.
I certainly do.
Yeah, Nabil does, and Nabil's a really good actor. I love him.
I'm all right.
No, you're awesome.
I got places. ¿Cómo? I have to. I just say como es.
Yeah, it's
okay. I still have a lot of work to do. Is one way of putting it.
Everybody stay cool throughout the elections week. After it's done, whatever decision happens, whatever doors opened or closed because of whatever political party won, just keep calm. There's new opportunities. There's new places out there to go to if you have the funds and the ability to move or whatever. Keep calm, you know, and move forward.
Yeah.
I think that it's not about the political parties. It's about what you do in your life, and the goals and aspirations that you have is what's going to lead you to whatever part of this world that you need to be in. So always remember that. I feel like that's, you know, so many people are followers and just decide to maintain complacency in where they're at, that they tend to hang on to politics and the economic bracket that they're in, instead of like, what can I do to move forward and not have to depend on so many people,
or what to do to make a change in society.
Point given.
Like, we all have to definitely be that change, that, you know, we can't be in the same exact boat as everyone else. Otherwise, what's the point of what's the point of being a follower instead of a doer, a leader? For sure. Not everybody's meant to do that, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but being a leader, being an example for other people, that's a good aspiration to have.
And it's one of the things that he said in his notes earlier, just being yourself, having originality, and just being who you are internally and who you are by yourself within society. That's freaking awesome. Where it's just like, people, if you project that secureness in yourself and that what's another word for being secure? Confidence. Thank you. that confidence in yourself, man. People just, they love that, and that's a super huge goal.
People
that you
are
should
always
focus
attracted
on.
to people like that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and that's what I try to do when I'm in society. I talk to anybody. I show you this is what I'm doing.
Yep.
You could either be in the lane with me or just stay in yours. You know, and we can move forward because I could coexist with people. You know, so that's just where I'm at. We love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the ringle dingle dingle. We're in a new season, so you know, new things. Hopefully, we could get a lot of people to get on the podcast that we could interview and new things. You know, last season we tried to, but a lot of people canceled. A lot of things. You know, it's just the schedules sometimes sucks. But you know, we're gonna work around it. We're gonna continue to build together. One step at a time, as always.
That's right.
We've been talking about it too. We're going to start posting from time to time on our platforms like Instagram and TikTok and maybe YouTube Shorts as well.
Yeah.
You know, just commentating on certain things in society, whether it's a trending topic or whatever, but things that are positive that'll definitely add positivity to maybe something that's negative or something that might be stressing so many people out and just giving a different point of view, because again, life is about perspective. So
yeah,
we're definitely going to work on that, and we're going to add some more content so it could be fun to at least entertain a little bit more of our fan base throughout the week until our podcast comes out every Wednesday like we usually do. So
correct.
Stay tuned to all that, guys, and like always, we love you, as we always say.
We do.
And,
we do love you.
It'll be until next week. So you guys take care and have a great week.
See you guys.